Welcome back, grappling fans, PGF fans, Jiu-Jitsu fans, fans of the podcast. Me and Donald, there we go, that way. Okay, it's one of these things. Stage right, stage left. I don't know. I wasn't a thespian. Were you a thespian, Donald?
Oh yeah, I like the ladies.
Very nice, very nice. So, all joking aside, first of all, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to you, Donald, and to all the other fathers out there. Appreciate you taking your time and being with us here. We have an amazing gym owner and really just a man that just makes things happen. You want to talk about a guy that just like goes out and like, maybe we'll try doing this. Boom, makes it happen. Maybe this. Boom, makes it happen. I mean, a guy that like just really just manifests something. It's pretty amazing. So today we have Jared Haymon, owner of the Rock.
Uh-oh. Camera flipped again. There we go. Let me fix this.
Well, good.
Oh, there we go.
It's good. It's testing our motion, range of motion.
Yeah.
There. Good.
Excited to be here. Happy Father's Day to both of you guys.
Happy
You as
Father's
well,
Day to
sir.
you.
Thank you. Man, this is awesome. I'm excited to be on the podcast with you guys today and excited to just share a conversation with you.
Oh, 100%, man. So I guess first, since we have all talked about the Father's Day stuff, do you spending time with your dad today?
I will be, yeah, right after this. That's the plan.
Oh, we're keeping you away from him. Okay, now we're jerks. Okay, got it.
Nah, the plan was at 6 p.m. anyways. It's 5 p.m. local time, so I got time. He doesn't live far from here.
Okay,
Perfect.
outstanding. So I guess, man, you grew up in Denver. Your dad's a pastor.
Yeah.
And this all kind of came out of wrestling, I think. I mean, how'd you get involved in wrestling?
Man, well, I love talking about wrestling because it's actually like whenever we say Japanese jiu-jitsu or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it's actually like if we really want to be technical about it.
Whoa.
Whoa. Attack here. Attack. It's it's biblical jiu-jitsu. The first submission grappling match is in the book. It's in the Bible, and it's Jacob wrestling with God. And he literally, I got to learn the submission, man. It says that he touched the hip and it was instantly put out of socket. I'm still working on that submission. I got to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that one yet. But and then he saw he wasn't going to prevail over Jacob, and Jacob was like, "All right, I'll let you go if you bless me." And then finally, he blessed him and let him go. That's whenever his name was changed. His identity was changed to Israel from an actual submission grappling match. I think that that's just the coolest thing in the world. Now, I think that that's got to have some kind of a tie and connection as to how I ended up doing jiu-jitsu because I think that there's a bunch of overlap. I mean, I got the flag right over shoulder right there. Jesus and jiu-jitsu. That's what we're all about at the Rock Jiujitsu team here. But I didn't start jiu-jitsu till I was like 14 years old. 14 years old, I walked into Castle Rock Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the first time. Curtis Hill was the owner and the head instructor, and I didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu. We went into a basement. It was me, my dad, my brother. I went out and tried it, and man, I just got hooked right away. And I knew it was for me. I don't know what else to say about it other than that, man. I just knew I wanted to do it. I knew I wanted to do it for the rest of my life.
Oh, I mean, definitely on that path. So I guess you started at 14, and that's wild. I mean, it's kind of weird now because now we start seeing all these kids that are starting at like 5, and they're like the Jet Thompsons and these crazies that are just like their whole life is jujitsu and it's insanity. But hell, man, I started at 38, so 14 would have been pretty awesome, I think.
Hey, it's never too late, man. I just had a guy who started with us. He just retired. He's 66 years old. He came in. He's been taking pictures of himself on the mat. He's excited about it. He's all for it. I think it's the coolest thing in the world. Start it whenever you can. I don't think you start at any point. It's the point to start is just the point where you finally start. That's it.
Sure thing.
And pardon me, I mean, I just from your podcast, you'd always describe yourself often as a wrestler, and so I was curious if you had some kids or high school wrestling. I couldn't find any, but it doesn't mean it wasn't out there.
You said I described myself as a wrestler? I better make sure that I go find those episodes and clear the record. I am a guard puller, okay? I am not a wrestler.
Hey man, I love your podcast, man, and you throw it out there. I mean, maybe it's shorthand for grappler, and people just understand wrestler easier.
We were fortunate enough to have Kevin Bracken. He's a former Olympic wrestler, and he's here in Castle Rock. And he used to come through and teach us a lot of stuff growing up. So we had high level wrestling in the room. So it was definitely always part of the training for sure. So, I mean, would I consider myself a high level wrestler? By no stretch of the imagination. But I mean, if somebody wants to wrestle, I'll try. They're probably going to take me down. But once we get to the ground, we can finally start doing jujitsu, right?
That's right. I feel the same way, to be honest with you. Put it as eloquent as I want to. I'm not a very good wrestler.
You get a few moves down, and you can be a little sneaky with that stuff. I think that's a nice little thing in having it back in your pocket. Don't expect the old man to do a lateral drop on you, or do cartwheels around you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to see just how bad of a wrestler I am, this coming Saturday, the 27th, my match on the JWI card, which by the way, in an asterisk is the Jared Wayne Invitational. My match is against a D1 Oklahoma State wrestler. So if you want to see how bad of a wrestler I am, tune in the Saturday. Should be interesting.
No, that's immediate guard pull.
I know, right?
I
Oh,
mean,
that's not what the people want. The people want to see
Yeah,
me flying through the air
that's
and
right.
getting slammed.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
stand with him for at least the first minute.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna try.
I D1 Oklahoma State. A minute is generous, my man, because Jared's not gonna run away. So we know that. So it does not take a long time to do a double leg. I mean, we don't, obviously it's been making the rounds all over the community. We don't need to see a Ben Eddy move here, man. I mean, we don't need to be slammed like that.
I
So,
hear you, but it's just so much fun, man. We got a nice mat, we got nice wall pads all the way around. I feel pretty safe. I feel like I'll be okay. If I get hurt and have to take one for the promotion, it's okay. We don't have insurance, but I'll figure something out.
all right.
Hey,
So I guess
just to piggyback, man. Those pit boss grappling, the JWIs, the the JWI invitationals. Man, I mean they're super sick. It's a lot of fun. I've done 2 of them. Super happy I was able to connect with Jared and come down there and compete. And it really is like I'm trying to get like how Jared does. Jared puts on a huge show. I'm still nervous, like I'm in a normal tournament, but you should see him in there, dude. He's taking the guy's hat. He's putting a cowboy hat on while he's mounting him. They toss in weapons, for the end there, and like Jared will like pass on one of the weapons to wait on another weapon. I mean, a real showman, dude. It's really fun watching your matches at that.
That's what it's about, man. Trying to put on a show, make jujitsu fun. That's our whole entire spiel is grappling that's actually fun to watch. The original cinematic combat league. That's what we've tried to coin. What we're doing with Pit Boss Grappling is really bring some more fun to the sport. There's a lot of serious competitions, and we're all the better for it. I'm thankful for that. But I think it's pretty cool to have an opportunity to build something that's really based off of more just bringing people together and having some fun with it. So.
100%.
And it's such great marketing because everyone, whenever you see somebody or a match that's in suits, it's JWI. I mean, it's just, or somebody like all of a sudden throws in a gun. I'm like, whoa, that's JWI right there. So I mean, what started that?
Man, well, we started Pit Boss. It's actually crazy. So I actually went to a PGF qualifier in Vegas in I think 2024, and I came back and I was just feeling like super inspired from what Brandon was doing, and I really wanted to start something. I didn't really know what, but that was the time when there was CJI, there was Karate Combat, and nobody had the walls in like a kind of a just a friendly kind of consumer grade, if you will, setting. And so I really, my mission very quickly became wanted to have the first competition that had pit walls incorporated. And I wanted to set out on a mission to be the first opportunity for kids to be able to compete in a pit. And I think, to my knowledge, as far as I know, we actually were the first ones to do that. But in promoting, it became our mission to really start promoting the competition and a profit sharing model to kind of look out for gyms and boost registrations, but also boost the camaraderie and make it really worthwhile for other gyms to participate in the competition, to where every registration from other gyms, we'd be counting it up, just making sure that a portion goes toward like covering medals and different fees that are necessary. But then the rest of it, just kick it back to the original academy that brought the registrations. And that's really made the organization from the beginning something that has a really good atmosphere. Like you walk into a regular pit boss grappling competition, gi and no gi, one of the regular competitions, the atmosphere in here feels like kind of almost like an open mat. Like we're all part of a greater family. It's not just like a bunch of gyms that are rivals. It really feels like, and that's been one of the greatest compliments is whenever other gym owners will come up and say, I feel like I'm in my own gym. Like whenever I come to train or compete at your gym, like that to me is what it's all about. And it just so happened that I filmed a bunch of videos that I was trying to put out this first video to announce Pit Boss Grappling. And the one that kind of stuck, I happened to be wearing a suit. I actually filmed the promo video right after I had gotten out of a Sunday service, and so I was already wearing a suit. And I filmed the video, and I was finally able to get the take that I wanted, and then I posted it, and then it kind of just became a thing for Pit Boss, where the videos that I would make to promote it, I would be wearing a suit. And so, never really thinking anything about doing a suit match. I was just doing the videos in the suit, and then it just so happened that me and one of the black belts on our team were the only two people who were registered for the black belt gi division in our very first adult competition. And so I just told him, I was like, hey, why don't we just do it in suits? It'd be fun. He's like, no way, dude. I don't have a suit to throw away. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'll bring you a suit. I don't think he thought I was being serious, but the day of, I bring a suit. I'm already wearing a suit. And he's like, are you serious? We're going to do this? I was like, yeah, man, let's just have some fun. We roll all the time. Let's just do it. And so we did it. And this is way before any concept of like JWI or anything. And we just kind of edited a cool video and put it out there, and it got a lot of traction. And we were like, you know what? Let's see if we can make this a thing. And we did. That's where JWI 1 came from. And I really started to brainstorm, how could we have like capitalize on this suits and this cinematic element that's going on with the way we're doing jiu-jitsu in suits. How can we make this sub only and super entertaining? I don't know why my camera keeps flipping, by the way. That's kind of strange. But I thought, well, weapons, that'd be awesome. Like we grew up, all of us grew up watching the action hero wearing a suit, fighting bad guys, shooting bad guys, stabbing bad guys, whatever it was. And so we did, after that first suit match, like the internet just came up with JWI. Like it wasn't even me. Like they was like, everybody was saying, you know, 007 Invitational, James Bond Invitational, and you know other invitationals. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, my middle name's Wayne. Like I could make this thing Jared Wayne Invitational. And so that's what we're sticking with. That's my story. I'm going to stick with it. And here we are now. This coming Saturday is going to be JWI 6, and the doors that has opened is crazy, man. Like some of the people that have come to the events and have reached out about coming to future events, there's so many things that are already right now in development. This thing has just become huge, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
No, definitely love it. I mean, and your openness and you know how cool you are with other gyms. I mean that just kind of like feels like an extension of the kind of open mat culture that Colorado really has. That people are just. It does seem like people are generally just really cool with each other, and that's just such a refreshing thing. Because you hear about so many other cities that just have like beef and other drama crap, and I'm not a freaking teenage girl. I'm dealing with one right now, my youngest. I don't want to deal with that crap. So it's again, it's refreshing to see that, and also just like really appreciate you, because I always give Donald his flowers, because he's really the first guy that got behind the Wolverines when I was thinking about making anything. And
That's what it is. Every time we play something, I think my camera glitches. I don't get it. Something's wrong. There's a glitch on the iPad here, I guess. I'm not sure. But
all good.
yeah, we got to give Donald his flowers.
Yeah.
That's
So I mean,
I interrupted. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. He was behind me, but again, you reached out also very early about anything you could do, anything you do to support this endeavor we have with the Wolverines. It really has meant a lot, and you're one of the first guys I just reached out to. Just met you a couple weekends ago, and it was really really awesome. And I just want to say, that means a lot to me, and it speaks highly of you, how welcome you are. And I just want to say thanks.
Absolutely, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
before we move on from the pit boss thing, I just had a couple of questions as well. I was a little curious about. I think it's fascinating. I think it's something cool too for people to know that Flow Grappling on their podcast has mentioned the JWI a couple of times. I actually was listening to it driving around in the car, and then shot Jared a message because I was so pumped, that they have this like
Yeah.
smaller event that they were just throwing in like kind of Castle Rock, Colorado, that they're shouting out on that. And I just found it so fascinating the first time I was offered a match over there. If you could tell us, obviously without giving up any of your secret sauce, how'd you connect with X-Suit?
So this is crazy. So I actually was we and you were kind of talking about this the other day, Donald, about just talking about calling people and putting stuff together, just asking. That also comes from the good book, Asking You Shall Receive. Okay. So this was what I was doing. I was cold calling a lot of companies, and I was trying to find a suit sponsor because it was inevitable. We were going to need a suit sponsor. The first JWI, we did bring your own suit. And a lot of guys got them from thrift stores. Dude, I have still to this day a collection, and I'm going to keep just amassing them. Maybe someday we'll be big enough where I'll be able to sell them on eBay or something. I have a whole bunch of buttons that have just been popped and flown all the way across the gym. But we had suits that were just ripping, tearing straight down the middle. And to really get this to where it deserved to go, we needed to have a solid suit and a solid suit sponsor. And so I was reaching out to a couple different companies, and one of our athletes, Elijah Brown, he wore an X suit, dude, without even being sponsored. Those are expensive suits.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wore one. And so I reached out to the company, and I had shown them some of the footage and told them, hey, one of our guys wore one of your suits. The other guy's suits were ripping. His did really well. I think this could be a great opportunity to really put your suit in front of some people to show it how durable it is and to kind of work together. It turned out that the marketing director is a jujitsu guy. We
There we
started
go.
getting in contact right away, and he was like, "Say less." He had already seen the videos of our suit stuff going around, and he was like, "Dude, this is amazing." I literally already wanted to reach out, and the relationship there has just continued to develop, and it's been super cool because to this coming event, like they've sponsored our athletes like a pretty, if you look at retail value, a pretty obscene amount of money has come from them.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, to sponsor the suits for all the athletes for every event since JWI 2 all the way till now. And they put their logo in the arena. They bought the branded mats, and we've had I'm excited to see how far that sponsorship and partnership with them can go, because I really do think that we're doing a pretty unique thing for them as well. Because there's not a bunch of people getting millions of views on suits like this promotion is. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a no-brainer. Like there's not anything else really that's getting that much attention to like the fashion world as far as like men's suits go, except for I guess that company that decided to make that video with Tim Kennedy and Gordon Ryan. Yeah, did you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys saw that? Yeah. So I've reached out to them. We've been in talks with them too about potentially what would be cool is to go like Team X suit versus a different suit team, and see
Mm.
whose suits hold up the best and kind of maybe explore that world a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Thanks for sharing that, man. I was super curious too because I'm not gonna lie. Both times I've competed, I got to get X suits, and they're the nicest thing in my wardrobe. I'm actually wearing one to a wedding.
Nice.
In
After you've
August.
wrestled in it, which is wild, right?
Yeah, and I mean, they hold up great. They're fantastic. At first, I was kind of worried, but you can wear the whole thing, and they will hold up incredibly durably
Yeah.
to the entire match, everything you're doing. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
such a sick sponsor, man, that you pulled
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah, if you got anybody listening, needs a suit, xsuit.com. Use code PITBOSS, all caps. It'll get you a steep discount, the biggest discount they have. It actually compounds on whatever discount they're running. So make sure to use that code if you want to get yourself a quality suit that's worthy to be fought in. It'll hold up.
That's ironic because like CJ actually was telling my wife and I that was one of his goals was to save up to get an next suit, so he could bike to work, because he just became an insurance salesman. So that's the pit boss, CJ. Remember that.
Just
Put
tell
that.
him to come on the show and he can be an athlete. Just get him a match.
Yep. There you go. That's the move.
You
That's
need
the move.
if you got a monster size white belt,
We can find those come a dime a dozen, man.
okay, very well. Well, CJ, I will pay for your flight to Colorado, and you can stay at the house. So
It'd be
very,
the
very good.
coolest way ever to get a suit. That's what I love so much about the suit. Is like anytime like I could wear it somewhere, I'd be like, hey, by the way, I grappled in this. That suit I wore to the PGF egg, that was the X suit.
That's
That was
cool.
when I literally just competed in it the weekend before and then wore it out. It's just something about wearing something
I
that you
think that's the
grappled
coolest thing
somebody in.
ever. That's the coolest thing ever. Caleb Crump said the same thing. He posted about it. He said, "This is the first suit I've ever owned. I earned it through doing jiu-jitsu." Like that's so cool to me, you know?
Yeah.
Donald, remind CJ, we got to get some photos of you from PGF and from the JWI, and make some nice posts about like, okay, 1 week later, boom, you know,
Yep. Uh-huh.
that's
I
good
just
stuff.
need some pictures in that suit. When they were trying to get my picture for the website and everything, Jared, there's no pictures of me not looking silly or like wearing
Well,
this, you know, with like tiny shorts. I was like, yeah, I got to get a picture in this suit or something. So I have a nice little profile pic, you know.
Yep. There you go.
so I mean, it's funny because I was just I had it pulled up. The asking you shall receive. I got the contact information for the owner of Flow Space Mats, the guy that runs
Awesome.
that thing. The inflatable mats.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the Wolverines and all the teams, we've seen some of them that have had mats at their fighter house, and this is pure gold because
Mm-hmm.
already our guys were like showing each other stuff on the concrete, on the side of the pool. Like, how about we get a mat for that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I think that might happen.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, Another one too, just to direct it towards Pit Boss, because I do find it fascinating. Where would you see this business? Let's say it's just continues compounding going forward. Where do you see this in 5 years?
Man, it just if we just kept doing what we've done the past year, because it's been literally just a little over a year now, then it would still, to me, blow every single expectation out of the water. But I see there being definitely some synergy and some compounding, and I do think that the growth is going to really multiply over the next 5 years. And there's some concepts that we're working on. I don't want to say too much too soon, but we're working on some things that are going to, I really think, make pit boss grappling and what we're doing with JWI a really spectacular approach to combat sports that has never been done before. I can tell you that pretty confidently. We're working on a lot of things, and I'm sure that you guys know. Everybody likes to say, "Oh, ours is totally different." No, there's like legitimate concepts and structures and conversations that are being had behind the scenes that I really see coming to fruition and bringing this thing to a place that is going to blow our minds. What was that sound?
I think he is ruining your camera every time you
I
do that,
think
CJ.
so.
Every time.
Every time he hits the sound effect, my camera just. It's all right. But I'm excited. Next 5 years, dude. I mean, it's been 1 year and it's already just, it's blown my mind and it's blown the team here. And I can't take all the credit, dude. The team, the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team, every single time that we have a JWI event or a Pit Boss Grappling event, a Gang Wars event, they step up to the plate. The amount of work that goes into this behind the scenes, it's truly something that it's beyond one person. And I have to give credit and kudos to the team, the guys here at the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team. Absolutely incredible community, and every single event that we've had so far, we have the team to thank for helping pull them all off. It has been, and it's continued to become what it's becoming because of the team here. So I have to say that.
When you guys have such incredible production value over there too. Every time I show up, and then for people who don't know, there's actually a dress code. It's not just the athletes who have to dress up. So it's so cool coming in there, and I've seen a bunch of people from the community and their fancy attire, and it's just really cool. I know there's certain thing that we can't say involving the JWI, but it really kind of feels like you're in a movie set of some kind.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool,
I
man.
mean, just like a speakeasy, man. I mean, just it's a
Yeah.
lot like the PGF. A
Mm-hmm.
really cool thing where you have to dress up, you have to look nice, and it just shows that you care about the event as much as as something that's going out, that it is an actual event, that it means something to you. So I really love that you're doing that.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I'm a huge fan of the PGF. I have been since the beginning, and I definitely have drawn a lot of inspiration as soon as I saw that there was a Colorado team forming and we were going to be like the fourth team. I was like, dude, this is incredible. This is awesome. Like, this is the kind of thing, like, whenever I was a kid, this didn't exist. Whenever I'm getting into jujitsu and starting to compete, you don't have opportunities. I didn't have opportunities like that, well, to be a part of something like the PGF. And now for there to be those opportunities, I'm so stoked for how many more doors our kids and our teens are going to have. And I mean, even the adults at this point, like, just the opportunities that people have in jujitsu, it's incredible, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm a huge advocate for PGF and for the team that you guys are working on here in Colorado. I'm super excited to see where it goes.
And it's completely my fault because I kind of like jumped over some things. But I mean, we're kind of missing the fact that we're talking about manifesting. Obviously, pit boss grappling, JWI, the other stuff you have coming down the pipe. But I mean, that whole building you're in right now. I
Huh.
mean, having the opportunity to meet you, get some great chow, amazing sandwiches and coffee, and being on that rooftop, uh, spot of your wife's. I mean, let's well, I'll be honest, it's all his wife's. None of it's
That's true.
Jared's. It's
Yep.
all his wife's. But I guess maybe can you tell us a little bit of the story about like how you manifested that building, the gym, the coffee
Oh
shop.
boy.
I mean, abbreviated,
Oh.
abridged version is allowed.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I've told the story a couple times, and of course, I've shared this story on the Daily Carry podcast, our podcast. And it's hard to sum up what took years to develop in just a couple minutes. But I can tell you this, that it's been a very, very long journey, and there's been lots of twists and turns and ups and downs, and it is a crazy story. And I mean, if you want me to just lay it out and tell you, I can, if you really want to get into the weeds of it, but I don't want to spend too much time. I can tell you
Yeah,
whatever you really
that
want to know, but
no, because like I don't want to keep you from your dad. I
oh,
mean, it's his
I'll,
day.
he literally
No,
lives in
because
Castle Rock. I'm fine.
I got you,
I'll
but we
get
got
there.
to. Well, maybe I'll give what I remember hearing from you, or at least an important piece is that
Okay.
I think your wife had her own little coffee snack thing, like it was like a trailer or somewhat like pop up type of
Yeah.
thing behind the building. You guys actually came together. You're and Donald. See, so we'll see if my comprehension is good enough here. Uh, Jared is a real estate appraiser in his day
I am.
job,
Yeah.
and in the years leading up to 22 or 21 or so, before the interest rates went up, that was a pretty rocking time. And he worked his keister off and believed in the vision, and him and his wife made something amazing there. I just say that because I just got to see the place.
Yeah.
Got enjoy the view and actually see the spot
Yeah.
you're at.
I'll say this because I can direct people who want to know to a specific episode on the
Okay.
Daily Carry podcast. It's called Why Am I Here? And it's Jared's testimony. It's a long podcast, and I can abbreviate it right here and tell you the abbreviated version. It's absolutely crazy. I didn't even own the jujitsu gym whenever we got into this entire endeavor. I had two friends that owned a jujitsu gym. My wife and I owned a coffee shop, and we agreed to buy a piece of land and build a building with these two friends, and we started a separate business to do that. And so we were business partners on building the real estate, developing the real estate. My wife and I were just going to have a coffee shop. And then these guys approached me to buy in and be a part owner of the jujitsu gym. And I was like, I think I was 24 years old at the time. And I was just like, it makes no sense, no brainer. Take my money. I want in. And I bought in. Things didn't go so good. They wanted me to buy in because they were already having issues with each other. I didn't think much of it because they already had like over 100 students. I was just like, okay, let's do this. And then I got in, and they continued to have serious issues. And I continued to take the short end of the stick, trying to be the mediator and the peacemaker between the two of these grown guys, both of them in their 40s with families. And there was several times where it was very clear they were not going to be able to actually work together in any peaceable way. So ended up falling apart. Long story short, on the jujitsu gym and on the building, I didn't open the doors. I didn't pry or kick down any doors. Through prayer and through times that we didn't know if we were going to make it, my wife and I continued to find our way to our knees and pray and trust God to be the one who opened the doors And he did exactly that. And now my wife and I, in 2025, or actually it was 2024, the end of 2024, we refinanced the building in just her and I's name, and we're the ones who own everything, and we're thankful because that's not something that could have ever happened if it was just me and my wife looking out for each other. It's truly a story, and it's a testimony that's so much bigger than my wife and I. And I can't take the credit because it doesn't belong to me. All glory absolutely belongs to God and that story. And here we are. And it's not like things have just been perfect. It's not like just a thousand students were standing at the door knocking and ready to come in and sign up for jujitsu. We've still been building things from the ground up and rebuilding things a couple times over by now. But I am very excited because the foundation of people that we have right now, the culture that we have right now at the jujitsu gym, at the coffee shop, I think that we are just on a launch pad right now with a good stretch of runway in front of us to be able to really just send everything that's going on here in the right direction. And I think that's exactly what's happening. So I'm excited to see where we head from here.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm downloading that immediately once we're done,
Okay.
and that's my next listen for your podcast because like I said, I truly love it. I don't know exactly how I came across it. It had to be, I think, around the time of Victor Marks getting in the gubernatorial race. It had to be,
Mm.
and then imagine that with my jujitsu profile, and then looking up stuff like that. I think it just probably naturally just popped up. But man, Donald, have you seen this podcast at all or listened to it?
So I haven't listened to it yet, although I will change that. However, a little known fact for anybody who knows, if you want to get the whole story, just take Jared out to Texas Roadhouse,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
you will get the whole story, and it's a fascinating story. Highly recommend checking out that podcast or taking Jared out to Texas Roadhouse.
Hey man, I can say the same thing as Donald. You shared a heavy hitting story with me at Texas Roadhouse, so the same thing goes for in reverse on that one.
It seems to be a thing
Texas
for all
Roadhouse,
subhounds. You
the
know,
place of stories.
Anakin loves the Texas Roadhouse. Donald loves the Texas. I think somehow they're like got give him a little bit of money to the subhounds or something, some way that they're little minor sponsors there. But seriously, to get back to the Daily Carry podcast, I truly enjoy it. Just listen to the episode with the Eggman, you'll say, because I also saw like they have an actual a machine to buy
Are you
eggs
gonna
at
send
your
him? Are
jujitsu.
you gonna send him a cease and desist letter for that, or what? He's getting a little
No.
close to Egghead there.
Mm.
Oh no, he's fine. He's fine. He's all
Eggman.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that
I
was
mean,
good.
yeah, my apologies. I'm a little under the weather, but
That's okay.
no, it's yeah, I really love the podcast. I guess the question is, how did it start? What I mean, all of a sudden you're doing all these other things. It's like, yeah, let's throw a podcast on top of that.
So I have a really good friend. His name's Micah Richardson. Me and him met. It's crazy. I'm telling you, man, there's no coincidences in this life. At least whenever you start to look at things through that lens of having enough faith to believe that things happen for a reason. He was at the coffee shop, my wife's coffee shop. He was wearing a Fight to Win t-shirt. And I went up and just talked to him. I was just running in and out of the coffee shop and I was like, hey, Fight to Win. What's your name? I'm Jared. And we just started talking. And dude, we just hit it off. Like there's some times where you just meet somebody, you never even see them again, you never even remember them, right? We started talking, started developing a relationship. This guy's a retired peace officer, and he has served his time as a police officer. He did a lot. He was in like over 300 car chases. The stories that he has fascinating. But me and him shared immediately. It was like the glue that really glued us together was having faith in common first and foremost, but also that he had had very similar business dealings that had gone wrong, but in a similar way had purpose that was being drawn out of that. And so we just had a bond out of that, and we continued to meet and have conversations and really just kind of be there in that old proverb, iron sharpens iron. And so we were meeting regularly, talking and just kind of being there for each other, which I think more guys need. Honestly, we need to have each other's back, be able to talk with each other, encourage each other. And that's super important. And that's what jujitsu does. But it's important to me, in my opinion, and that's a big part of our culture here, is that happens on and off the mat. We really want to invest into each other's lives the best way that we can in every way. And so my relationship with Micah, as we continued to have these conversations, we just are like, man, why don't we start recording this? We had already kind of talked about starting a podcast. I told him that I wanted to start a podcast, and eventually he was like, hey, when are we starting a podcast? And I was like, that's a good point. Might as well just start sitting down. And, if there's one or two guys, even just from the gym, that are able to maybe glean from something that we say just in talking and encouraging each other, let's do it. And we're standing in the parking lot because we're like, okay, we're going to do this. What are we going to call this? And it just came through my head. I was like, what about the daily carry? Because we wanted to have some fun, both being into guns, gear, training, tactics, all that kind of stuff. Wanted to be able to talk about that and also talk about faith. And we wanted it to just be something where we could just come on and have conversations wherever the conversation may lead. And so immediately I thought it was taken. I found out that it wasn't. So immediately we took it and we started having conversations. And it made sense because we pretty much already had majority of the equipment for the promotions that we were doing anyway. So it kind of just made sense to start recording those conversations. And man, I had no idea how quickly just the podcast alone was going to open doors. I mean, we have interviewed senators, House representatives, actresses. We've interviewed all three of the governor's gubernatorial candidates on the Republican ticket, the ones that are on the Republican ticket right now, and we've actually interviewed them twice over. In fact, one of them three times over. And we've gone out to the range, done shooting pod episodes, did a whole gubernatorial shootout series, had some fun with that. And the way that it's just been something that's been not, don't get me wrong, anything that you do and you really actually want it to mean something, it's going to take work. But this is something, the podcast is something specifically that, as much work as it's taken, it's also been something that we've been able to really enjoy. And it's been something that's really encouraged us, especially whenever you've got one guy who comes up to you in a given week and he's like, hey, I listened to this episode. I can't even tell you what it did to me. Thank you. Please keep doing what you're doing. To me, that's what it's all about.
Powerful.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, just really great. I mean, I truly enjoy watching it. I think the way you guys handled the three different candidates was totally super high class, and just objective and respectful to all of them. I mean, shoot, next time we get a freaking debate, I want you guys handling that crap. I don't want to deal with any jerk offs that are like
It'd be
I'm
way
going to
better than
moderate this
Kyle
thing, and
Clark, man.
I didn't say his name, but I think yeah, he's a piece of shit. But pardon me. Hey, if you're gonna be a moderator for a debate, don't debate the damn candidates. Let them talk to each other.
Right.
I don't go to a freaking Broncos game to watch the zebras. That's not why we're there.
Yeah.
Let the athletes play. That's just, pardon me. That just stuff just kind of like really. I mean, I'm a judge, so you're when you come into my courtroom, you're not there to see me rule on anything. You're there to find the truth, to do the right process, to let the two parties have their say, not the judge, not the moderator. The best, like on the mats, the best matches you have, you should never deal with the refs. I mean, that's one of the best things about the PGF is that, like, I mean, obviously we have PJ, our resident, like Secret Service agent, that's like throwing his body in front of people to try to save them from getting hurt. But other than that, they really don't get involved. And that matters. I mean, that means, like, there's no friggin' advantages. There's no friggin', subjective BS. There's like, let the people play, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Getting off the
Oh,
soapbox now.
I just can't stand those gotcha moments, man. And that's what everybody's looking for. They want that clip that's going to go viral, and they're just looking for gotchas. I'm so much more interested in people having a real, honest conversation and
Yes.
not just trying to just throw things in people's faces. I think we'll get a lot farther if we have that kind of attitude, but that's just me. Unfortunately, that's usually not the popular opinion.
So I guess, yeah, I know we did give you some more questions, and so this is at least one I kind of I'm curious about. So, who do you want to have on your podcast you haven't had on yet? Who you got your sights on?
So, actually, this coming week on Tuesday, we have John Roy coming on. He's one of the owners of Tabula Rasa in Colorado Springs, firefighter, and he's going to be sharing a lot, but he's going to be coming to also share his faith, his testimony, coming to faith. I'm excited to have a conversation with him. You see, I'm so much more interested in having a conversation with somebody who's willing to come on here and really talk about those stories that have led somebody to faith than the political world, and even like high profile people with following. I like those conversations, and I think people are capable of those conversations even with status or influence. But a series that we just launched that I'm really excited about, and that's the episode you were referencing with Kyle Eggman Sheldon with the egg vending machine downstairs. That was our launch of this Faith Factor series. And what I'm really more interested in than ever, and what I'm interested in more than anything else, is having people on the podcast that have incredible stories to share that are beyond coincidence. I want to have conversations with people who have testimonies. And I think a lot of that comes from, I know that there's no coincidences in my own life. And I truly believe in the doors that God has opened and giving him the glory for what he's done in my life. And I just want to have those conversations with other people who want to turn around and share the glory, give the glory 100% to God, and tell about how incredible he's been. So I'm looking forward to that. But we also do have Greg Lopez. He's running independent in Colorado as a governor here. He's coming on Thursday. So that'll be an interesting episode. But honestly, the podcast has been something where I don't have to really reach out and ask people. They just have been reaching out to us. It's kind of been crazy. Like I don't really know how it started to happen. I think that it's just been maybe because we're in the middle of a political race in 2026. Maybe it's kind of been keeping up with the Joneses a little bit. Maybe they're kind of just saying, oh, he went on their podcast, I need to go on that podcast. I don't know, but it's cool because people keep reaching out and wanting to come on. And so far, it's still been where we've been able to have majority of every conversation where we still at least have faith tied into where it's kind of the bedrock. And that's where we're wanting to keep it, to where we're really making it a meaningful conversation that's rooted in it and it has purpose, it means something.
Well, yeah,
So
I
I
think
didn't
that's
answer your question,
good.
but I didn't
Wow,
answer
it's
your
fine.
question. So sorry, but that was the
You've
best
been
answer
around too
I
many
have right now.
politicians. You're answering the question you want asked. Okay, it's okay. You're learning.
Too
It's
many
like
politics.
osmosis. Well, I guess no, that's really really cool. And again, I think it's a testament to the fact that you treat everyone with respect and that you allow them to talk and you want to listen, you want to hear about them, you want to learn about them. I mean, and when you do that, people will understand that and they have faith in that, and they know, they're not going to come in and just try being ambushed. They're going to like have a good conversation and
Yeah.
have people that are curious, and that means something. And that's I think that's what a lot of people just want, is just a fair shake, just a chance to, get to know you and people get to know them. I mean, that's a great thing. I guess in well, there's no nice way to say this, or there's no gentle way to say this. I mean, it's obviously you make faith a lot. The bedrock of just about everything you have, and that you do, and I think that's a very good thing. Um, but let's be honest. I also know there's a lot of people out there they get freaked out by that.
Yeah.
Have you? I mean, I guess has that been a problem? Has that been have you had doors shut because of that? What's that been like?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. If I were to operate any other way, I would be miserable. I've tried. I've tried and I've thought that I'd get away with just kind of, running it status quo and kind of just, kind of having it there, but not really talking about it. Maybe just kind of putting it in, a corner and not really having it implemented. And that to me, that's not standing for anything. That's just being flighty. That's being afraid. At the end of my life, there's a gym, there's a building, there's a coffee shop, there's a podcast. What does it mean if it doesn't mean something that's beyond my life? So I feel like that the conviction that's there, that's what gives anything real true meaning, is whenever you're willing to stand for something, even if it's going to cost you something, or even more, cost you everything. And so I can tell you this, I mean, whenever Charlie Kirk passed away, we held a memorial for him. Dude, we were getting death threats. Like people they literally were saying they were gonna burn the building down. Literally, there's a political group here in Colorado that, even just from our affiliation with Victor Marks and just having him on the podcast and to the coffee shop, they posted something saying that the coffee shop was complicit in all kind of stuff that is clearly not true. And I was getting ready to be like, I don't care what it takes. I'm about to have to get a defamation lawsuit in the works. But ended up that one of the mutual friends through the podcast knew some of the people and they removed it. But regardless, there was more death threats coming from that. And all we've done is had conversations with people, and all we've done is just try to be fair and stay rooted in faith. At the end of the day, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, they're not going to actually, I think, really move the needle to save anybody. I think that the only person that we need to be pushing and leading people to is the only source of truth that there is, and that is Jesus Christ. my opinion. And I think that if people really study it out thoroughly, it's the only one that really makes sense. But yes, there has been people that have come and gone. I mean, we're pretty open about it. Like, you go onto our websites, you'll see it. You'll see on the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team, faith first, family friendly environment. That's what the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team is. You see it on Noodle Lolly Coffee. You see any of the social media pages, that we're not hiding it. It's not like we're trying to shove it down people's throats either. It's just a matter of, hey, just so you guys know, all of this is founded on something, and it has a purpose, has a meaning. And some people will respect it and appreciate it, even if they don't agree with it. And that's, I think, the healthy approach. Then there's other people who literally despise it, hate it. They want to burn your stuff to the ground, and they want to threaten you. And that has happened. I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many 1-star reviews that we've gotten from people who have come to the coffee shop, and even people who haven't even come, and they just write it, and they write it solely based off of, don't go here, way too much Jesus. There's literally been 1-star reviews that literally say that. We've got screenshots of piles of them. Sometimes they get removed if we report them to Google. Other times they don't get removed. So I think there's probably still some on Yelp. Google usually does a little bit better job. But I'll tell you this story because I think this is the most important piece of the entire story. And I shared this with Donald, and this is the most important part. There was a time where I knew I had to sever ties with one of the business partners in the jiu-jitsu gym. It had to be done. And there was a number that I went into this meeting knowing, if he's willing to take this, then I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I was already pretty insecure about it. I had a lot of struggles in wrestling with it. I didn't know if I even wanted to do it anymore. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull it off. But I went into this meeting with, I had prayed and I had agreed with my wife. And we said, okay, if they accept this number, then we know this is what God wants us to do, and we're going to do it. We went into this meeting. He started literally 10 times the number that I had in my mind. And through the conversation, we worked it down, and he finally agreed to it. Well, it just so happens he had already sent an email to the gym that morning announcing his resignation. And so I sent an email after we had shook on our deal, and we were good to go. No paperwork had been signed yet, but we shook hands, thought we had an agreement. And I sent an email, and knowing that I had prayed what I had prayed, because I was going through a season where, dude, I didn't know what else to do but to pray. There was so much going wrong with everything we were involved with. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I didn't even know if I was going to be able to take the jiu-jitsu gym over and make anything of it. I truly didn't. But I was willing to try if it's what God wanted me to do. And so I made this offer and we made this deal. And I did it because I had peace. Okay, they agreed to this number. I think this is what God wants us to do. So I sent an email out. And I didn't say much. Like, obviously, this was going from a completely just secular kind of a ownership structure, not really based on anything but jujitsu, to, okay, well, I own it now, and God opened the door. This is what He wants me to do. So how much do I incorporate? And so in that email, with at least enough honor and credit to God, in the end of it, at the end of this email, I just said something simple like, many of you know I'm a Christian, you know I'm a man of faith, and I give everything I have to God. This is no different. So I sent that email out, and I said, I just trust God's going to lead us through this transition. The next day, this business partner that I was buying out, that we had made a deal with, he calls me and he is just cursing me out on the phone. This is Saturday morning. And he's cursing me out left and right. He says, I know you're a believer in Jesus Christ, but you cannot push that on the gym. And I said, dude, what are you talking about? I'm buying the gym for me. It's my gym. I'm going to do my best to run it. And this is the only way that I know how to run anything. I don't know anything else. This is it for me. And he's like, no, well, we're pulling the offer. And I'm like, what? And we're already on this emotional roller coaster for my wife and I, everything else going on and this. And I'm like, okay, what's going on, God? I thought this is what you wanted us to do. And I'm getting kind of frustrated. I'm like, okay, I guess this isn't what you want me to do. And so Sunday comes around. We're still praying. Obviously, I'm still trying to figure out what to do. And my wife, she encourages me with this message from Moses. So Moses was supposed to go get the 10 Commandments rescribed. And God said, I'm going to send an angel with you. And Moses said, I don't want just an angel. I want you to go with me, God. He said, I want you to show me your glory. I want you to go with me. And so the message was that Moses didn't want this promise without the promise keeper. He didn't want to go without God. And that was what my prayer became that Sunday. I said, God, I don't want this unless you're going to be with me. And this is truly what you want me to do. And so I prayed and I left that in God's hands. Monday morning, I wanted to read that for myself. So I opened up the Bible. I went to Exodus 33. That's where this story is recorded. And this is what's incredible. I had just fought tooth and nail to rebrand the gym to the Rock Jiujitsu team. My other partner did not want that to be the name of the gym. but I had just fought tooth and nail. We had rebranded. Everything was already set to be the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team. And whenever I opened up Exodus 33, it says that God set Moses in a cleft on the rock until his glory passed by. And right then, right there, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, okay, I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to work. I don't know how we're going to pull this off, but clearly this is what God is showing he wants us to do. He's going to be with us. Not even an hour later that Monday morning, they sent in a group text, we're going to move forward with the offer as agreed to. And we did. It was one of those things in life where it's like, dude, you can't make this stuff up, you know? But there you go, man. Yeah, there comes a lot of persecution. But even Jesus, he said, the servant's not greater than the master. They did this to me. They're going to do it to you. So I'm not expecting everybody to just come in and just all 100% be on board. But what is cool is even people who come in not knowing Jesus, dude, there's so many testimonies of guys who are like, I came to jiu-jitsu and I found faith on a jiu-jitsu mat. That's incredible to me. So that's what it's all about. And that's what we'll continue to do our best to represent Jesus in jiu-jitsu. That's everything to me.
Hey, you know what, too? It's your business. It's your culture. You know, I find it a little ridiculous. I'm not we chatted about this yesterday. You know, I wouldn't really consider myself a man of strong faith or anything like that. But if that's what you want to have, you don't have to sell to everybody. You know what I mean? You don't have to sell to everybody. And this is your haven. This is your business. And it's a great haven for people like that. And just to have so many haters, it's the same way with any other gym you go to. Like, why should it be different if it's a faith-heavy gym? You know, the Subhounds were kind of known as being rascals. You know what I mean? I got a little bit of a silly goose, so a lot of our group there. And it's not for everybody. Some people come in the gym and they're like, absolutely not. We don't see them again. But the ones that we, that mesh with the group, they stay and they're hardcore, man, because that's the kind of community that we want to build. So, I mean, it's the same thing. You're just trying to build a community within what and faith. And I just find that ridiculous that people go and leave 1-star reviews and everything else just because of that.
I agree with you 100%.
Well, I really like what you're doing because the guy that first taught me jiu-jitsu on ship, the USS America, was Captain Mike Foskett, nicknamed Nacho. But he's retired Navy captain now. But that was his plan. He was a chaplain. He had been a chaplain for Marine units in Marine Corps Air Station Yuma and learned at 10th Planet Yuma under Brian Beaumont. And then when he got put on the USS America, he got with our MWR and got us puzzle mats. And so every morning we're getting up at 5 and putting out the mats, cleaning them, rolling a little bit, make sure guys will get time for chow. But his goal was always to to have an outreach through jiu-jitsu for the youth and to kind of like get in Marine Corps martial arts program we call it tie-ins, but it's kind of like the same idea where you do a little bit of study, but then also hit the mats at the same time and kind of use that as a way to get people in, but also make them better people. Yeah. So I think that's kind of a similar thing. I love what you're doing. I'm just saying, I really like that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. We have a men's group every Monday morning, 5:45 a.m., and we get into the word, but right after we get on the mats and we get after it. And I think we're probably one of the only gyms, period. It's a men's only class every Monday morning. A lot of gyms have women's only class. We figured, okay, we got a men's group, let's do a men's only class. And that's what we've done. We've rolled with it, and it seems to have been a pretty big hit. A lot of the guys really enjoy it, and it's exactly what you just explained. I think that's something that the world needs more of.
No, it's very cool. We're getting close to the end, and I don't want you to. I don't want to make your dad mad. For you being late.
He's a pastor, man. It's a little hard to make him mad. He'll be fine.
He kind of has to forgive us
every once in a while.
Well, I mean, hey, forgiveness, yes, but still only again. Or the first time. Donald, do you have the rapid fire questions? Or you want me to
have the rapid fire. Let me pull those bad boys
do the rapid fire at least.
Okay, CJ, let's get that new sound effect, brother.
Ooh.
He was so proud of it.
Okay.
This can't be it.
Is this the right one? What's happening? Oh,
Now we're gonna get sued. Okay.
Okay, rapid fire.
A little bit that. All right.
Jared, gi or no gi?
no gi. Suit.
Wrestling or wrestling or guard pulling?
Guard pulling.
Heel hooks or arm bars?
Heel hooks.
What's your favorite submission?
Head and arm choke.
Favorite guard?
Man, you gonna make me pick one? All right,
Rapid fire.
I'll go old guard. Closed guard.
Close guard. Nice choice. Who's your favorite competitor to watch?
Right now, I'm going to be biased and give it to one of my guys. I absolutely love watching Thomas Bringy compete. He brings it every time.
I like watching him too. Favorite instructor?
Favorite instructor? Man, I got to split it between two guys. I have to. Curtis Hill and Tom DeBlas, the two OGs, and they get it done.
Nice. Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Kind of knew we were going to go with that one. Early morning training or late night training?
Both.
Hard rolls or flow rolls?
Both.
Okay. Favorite Bible verse?
Man, probably Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron, so another man sharpens another.
Nice. Favorite book besides the Bible?
That one's tough. Man. Like maybe another book that's a biblical book that's outside of the 66 books, which is the canon. Probably like maybe the Book of Enoch or something. Does that count? Or is that still too Bible based?
Hey, sure. I mean, it's not the Bible. You answer
No.
the question.
Nice. I
fascinating.
want to read it
For
too. Okay.
If you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Jesus. He's both
Fair.
living and he died, but he's still living.
Fair enough. Congratulations. You've survived the rapid fire.
Okay. Brought the heat on that one.
Well, like I said, I mean, Donald, I'll let you have any last questions in here. I just want to kind of wrap it up, just because again, it's Father's Day. I want you to have time to spend with your dad, and being on time or close to it. That's important. So, Donald, other things you want to talk about?
Oh, I felt the same way, but I just wanted to give a shout out to that athlete of yours, Thomas. He's going to be in the qualifier.
Yep.
He's doing our Colorado Wolverines qualifier. The guy's an absolute dog, man. Came in to the Wilson Bros grappling thing, whooped us pretty good. Got the Subhounds pretty good. And not only us, really a spectacular grappler. Is there anybody else in the gym other than him that you're thinking is going to be in the qualifier? Is there any other the Rock Jiu-Jitsu athletes that we're going to see?
You're going to see a lot more athletes from the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team over the next year. We're only just now starting to develop our core competition team. And so you'll see a lot more guys. Right now, it's going to be Thomas, and I'll be getting out a little bit more myself and getting more involved in it. But exciting things happening. So stay tuned. You'll see a lot more guys from the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team over the next year and beyond. So we're excited about it.
Nice. That was all I had, Egg. Oh,
Sorry, no, I was just kind of excited about that because we just hit 40 registrants.
Awesome.
So I mean, 155 and 170. 155 is at 10, 170 is at 11. So that means we only have 6 and 5 spots for those two weight classes, and the big boys are filling up too. That's gonna be really fun. The 205ers. But obviously, Jared, please come out. Be our guest. We want as many gym owners as possible to come out to the qualifier, and it's a big thing for us is that we are of all gyms. We have a few that have hopped on board early, like the Subhounds and 10 Plan Denver, that've been big supporters of us, and I appreciate you supporting us. But really, it's funny, one of the Alabama guys said, "Man, Egghead Jiu-Jitsu, that's a pretty cool name. That'd be a great gym." I'm like, no, I'm never opening a gym because, not only is it stressful, but also I'm the Wolverines. I'm part of the Wolverines. I am of no gym. I am of all gyms. I mean and I want to come train at all of them and see everybody. And I mean, obviously I'll have one wherever I end up getting a job, probably on that path, some way back and forth. I'll training there. but mostly. But I'll be headed everywhere else. And so, again, just appreciate you, supporting us. So,
Absolutely.
you know, we talked about a lot of things, but CJ has been doing the QR codes in the background. So, obviously, just give you a chance here to shout out the different events. Obviously, JWI coming up next weekend, but all your stuff.
Absolutely. Well, this Saturday, we've actually made a pretty large investment to upgrade the live stream. This is going to be an absolutely spectacular show. We should be live streaming in 4K, 60 frames per second, which, most people out there probably don't even care. But to me, like, this is a big deal. It's going to be super cool. So this JWI 6 is going to be incredible. JWI 7, just to kind of put a bug in people's ear, it turns out that there is a pretty significant possibility we may be able to get Keanu Reeves to come out. He'll be in Denver for performance with his band the same week of the first week of September. So we're trying to organize it to potentially have Tom DeBlass here in town with us, and even try to see if we could get Keanu Reeves to come hang out with us on that would be the first weekend of September. So, but what's super cool is that we're having JWI 6 this coming Saturday, June 27th, and we're going to be testing a lot of these new systems, really getting the live stream dialed in, and then we're really going to be pulling out all the stops to make JWI 7 the absolute biggest event that we've ever done, and a lot of exciting things coming up with that. More to come on that, and then of course we'll have a Gang Wars event before that, and another Pit Boss Open before that. So exciting things on Pit Boss Grappling. But then we also of course have the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team. Fantastic place to train. If you guys are ever in the area, if you're ever traveling through, please feel free to stop by, train with us. We'd love to have you. We've got a great facility here, and more importantly, we have an incredible group of community, incredible group of people here to train with. So the Rock Jiu-Jitsu team, can't recommend them enough. And then the Daily Carry podcast, of course, is that podcast that we've already referenced. Make sure to go and check us out on there. And then Oodalali Coffee, that's another venture. And then Victory Church Castle Rock, that's another one. So there's a lot going on, but all good things. And excited to just see where everything continues to go, and excited to see where Colorado Wolverines goes. Excited to support you guys.
When's JWI 7, you think?
JWI 7, right now we're looking at the first week of September.
Sorry, just looking at dates here. Oh, okay. Very nice. I was just thinking, because I talk about famous people coming to Colorado. A certain #1 rock band in the country is coming to Red Rocks on September 8th. And one of the guys there likes to travel and do jiu-jitsu, and so
Dude,
I haven't approached him yet, but
okay. Stars might be aligning.
Yeah, we got to figure out something fun and put together something so we can have some fun with Zoe when he's out there.
I want to match on that card, Jared. I definitely want to be on the Keanu Reeves card.
All right. Say less. Say less. All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys. I've really enjoyed talking to you today, and wish you all the best. If you ever need anything, I'm in your corner. I'm here for you guys.
Awesome, Jared. Thank you so much.
Jared.
Sorry we've kept you past your appointment time. We'll see you here in just a second. All right, guys. Amazing talk with somebody that's really manifested a lot of things. I mean, he follows a higher guidance, if you will, but it gives him the power to do a lot of amazing things, and just a really impressive individual. So glad we had the conversation. As always, thanks.
Absolutely. Fantastic as always.
All right, folks. We're not gonna belabor the point. I'm sorry. My you can probably hear my voice. I've been sick. It's no fun. But hey, can't all have 20-pound brains, but I'll do my best to help you out, and we'll see you next week.